Hello and welcome to Brian's Got a Game. I'm Brian, and today I've got a game called Paramedics Clear. Paramedics Clear is a 1-4 player, real-time hand management game by Gary Kagan, published by Smirk Dagger. In this game, players are managing a rescue squad to save as many people as possible over the course of 3 shifts. Players' turns are timed using a companion app, and one player is taking their turn while everyone else cleans up their area and plan their next turn. On a player's turn, they use cards to gain medical supplies such as band-aids, casts, oxygen, and blood, and use them to treat patients. Once a patient has been treated, they can be transported to the hospital and earn points. But if you're unable to treat or sustain a patient on their turn, they end up in the morgue and you lose points. So let's check it out, and I'll show you how to use the companion app, how to get upgrades, and how to save someone who has been drill pressed in Paramedics Clear. To set up, give each player a player board, and then have them, each player gets a set of these medical equipment, so you get two of the rare ones, so the blood, the syringes, and the oxygen, and then 4 of the not-so-rare ones, but there's medicine, band-aids, and casts. So each player gets all of those, and you get 4 upgrades to go down here. So you get 2 medicine cabinets, and you get an extra card in your hand, and then a medevac. So each player gets one of these, and you set it up like so. Then you deal each player a 5-card hand. So, and then you put 5 cards out in the center as kind of a common community hand. And then you deal each player 2 patients. So they're going to look at their patients, and then they're going to pick the one they want. So now you get to look at your cards, and then you get to choose which one you want. So I'm going to take this one. So this is my guy, and he goes face down right now. And then I give this one to the guy on my left, face down also. So he doesn't get a look at that. And that's on the backup gurney. So we all do this at the same time. And occasionally I'm going to stop and laugh at these because a bunch of these are hilarious, like this one. The board game injury. 2 band-aids. So on a card, you have the medical needs, so what they need. So 2 band-aids. How many points you get if you do it correctly? 1 point. And then how many negative points you get if you fail. So -3. So these go here. And that there, that one there. So now all players flip over their main gurney. And then they get to start with 2 of these medical supplies. And you get to put them in your medicine cabinets. So you can also look at your hand when deciding this. So I'm going to take 1 oxygen, 1 hypodermic needle. Then give the player who has last sustained an injury the first responder token. So this is the first player token, and they get to keep it during the whole game. It's just to make sure that everybody gets the equal amount of turns. You are now ready to begin. Now, also, you are going to need a timer or the Paramedics Clear app, which I'm going to be using here. So the game is played over 3 shifts. The first shift, the second shift, and the third shift. So set it to the first shift, and then I'm going to take my turn. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to heal these guys, and I'm trying to heal as many guys as I can before the time's up. So it's a speed, real-time game, so I'm going to do it and kind of tell you what I'm doing at the same time. And if there's any clarification that we feel that you need to know, I'll tell you after. So Rescue 53 responding. So put that there. Transport. So I have to say transport to do that. Put that over here. And there. Put this down and swap that. And buy one of these. Do the same thing again. Transport. There's not these here. So also have these patient cards nearby so you can use them. So once you finish your main gurney, you have to draw 2 and then grab another one. And then you have to discard the other one if either you put it on another player's backup gurney or you discard it. So back and play this, get that, put it there, and he's sustained. So now I tap it again, and then now my turn is over. I can't do anything else. So I sustain this guy. So what that means is that I can turn him to the side, and on my next turn I have to turn him back, and then get him. So as long as one of your patients has at least one of their things each turn, they're fine. Unless, of course, it's one of these critical patients that I had to do. So I'm going to press this again, and they go. Now, while they're going, I fix this up for them so it looks nice. So these are discarded, and then they'd be going right now. That is actually my card. And then I draw back up to a 5-card hand during this time. So there's some other things that you can do. So with my hand, if I had any cards left, which I did, I could have placed it down here real quick before I finished. So cards down here, you can use them to buy these. So an extra cabinet costs 2, a medevac costs 4, and a 6-card hand costs 5. But they have to be matching colors. So if I put another orange, it doesn't help me towards getting anything other than more colors. So you can place cards down in your upgrade. Oh, you can only have one color in there at a time. So I'd have to remove it. And then you can cash in your upgrade cards to get something during your turn, and you can also call for medevac. So if you have this, and either you have a critical patient or a patient you can't cure, you could use the medevac and instantly transport him to the hospital and he's fine. Something else you can do is you can call for assistance. So let's say I didn't have any colors that I needed and there wasn't any up there. I could say, I need a blue card, and I'd hold up 2 cards. So I need a blue card. Stat. And then all of the other players, they could say that they'll help me, and then I will give them these 2 cards, and they'll give me the 1. And then they get more cards on their turn, but they still only get to draw back to their hand size 5 or 6. So play continues, starting the timer, going through until you go through the entire patient deck, and then there will be less patients. So you'll a bunch of them will be treated, and then a bunch will be in the morgues. So play continues, taking your turns, tapping this, doing the timer, until the supply deck is gone. Once the entire supply deck is gone, you begin playing the second shift. This one is only 45 seconds. There will be less patients, obviously, they'll be in your hospital morgues, and you do that. And then once the supply deck you go through it again, you play the final 3rd round, which is only 30 seconds. So then after that, you add up all of your hospital points using heartbeats, the beating heart. So right now I currently have 5 points, and then let's say this guy died. He has -3 currently. So you add them, and then the player with the most points wins. That's how to play Paramedics Clear. Okay, I'll be Dad here for Parents' Opinion. So Dad, what do you think of Paramedics Clear?
Paramedics Clear is stressful. It's very fun, but afterwards I was like sweating. I needed a towel off, and I was very stressed out. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, after playing this game, you really need a towel nearby. Just it's really stressful, intense. So components, they've got all of the different treatment supplies, the little circles, and then they have the upgrades, and then the boards are cool, and then the cards, the supply box cards.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with your little mat and the little bits there. The cards are nice, like the cards that have all the injuries and stuff on them, the patient cards.
Patient cards.
Those other supply cards with the color cards, they're real small. That wasn't my favorite thing. Maybe, I mean, I don't have big hands, but I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of them with the little cards.
You like lose them. Where'd they go?
But there's also the app.
Oh yeah, the companion app, the timers. And that's helpful. And then it has the different tones for what time it is.
Yeah, I really did like those. Like, you know, when it gets down to 10 seconds, the heart,
I think it's 7. It's
heart
7
starts
seconds.
beating a little bit faster, and then it flatlines when your time's up.
Well, it goes like really crazy at like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and then there's like a at the very end. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. They did a good job. It's just a timer.
Yeah.
But it's really easy. You know, you just tap it because you're trying to pass it to somebody else and make their turn faster and more stressful, right?
Yeah. And then you can end it early. You could like do one thing and tap tap, here you go.
I guess, yeah, you could. Catch them off guard.
Yeah. Alright, so artwork. They did a good job on the artwork, so the cover just looks awesome. And then they've got all the different like customized little stick figures for the patients. Those are funny.
Yeah, those the board game injury, fell off a cliff, like all those little volcano eruption. All of those are really hilarious. So they did a really good job with that artwork there.
So strategy, you just got to be planning it out before you go. There's not a ton of strategy. In strategy, it's kind of straightforward, but ask other people for help. You get the cards here, and it's really all like real time management.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's not a whole lot of strategy. I mean, you're not building yourself up for later in the turn. I guess the one thing you could do is.
Well, you got some strategy if you want to put the cards down here, but
yeah, I guess upgrading and how you manage your upgrades, and you can have extra medicine cabinets to keep stuff for later. I mean, you can't do a whole lot in 60 seconds.
No. 45 later.
Yeah, and down to 30 seconds, it's like you can't do anything. Maybe the cards that you give to people's backup gurneys, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You want to give them the critical one?
Well, if you got a good going, you can take the critical one.
Yeah, I mean, they're worth a lot of points.
Also worth a lot of dead points, though.
That is true.
So easy for kids. I don't think we played it with anybody younger because it is really stressful.
Yeah, no, Lincoln played. We did play. Yeah, I mean, he didn't score a lot of points, but I think, the having a timer there really stresses kids out.
Yeah, and then like the sounds too. It goes.
Yeah, but no, he played, and he got it. So I mean, rules wise, it's easy to understand. There's no reading.
Mm-hmm. It's just the competition and thinking and doing things fast.
Yeah.
So overall, it's a really good game. It's very stressful, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would probably save this one for maybe a middle school age. 12 and up. It's a paramedic game, but there's nothing gory or gruesome about it. And the artwork with the little stick figure guys is light and fun. So content-wise, I don't think there's anything wrong with playing with the little kids. Like I said, we played it with a little kid, and he did okay. So I think overall, this is a good one to play with. Like I said, middle school, high school, all the way up to 99. Although it doesn't say that on the box.
No, it doesn't. So thank you for watching Brian's Got Game. Please like us on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet at Brian's Got Game. Visit our webpage, briansgotgame.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian's my dad. See you next time.